Hello, it's Mr. Toops, the Jedi, I believe, and you're at George Ranch High School in the Always Believe room. Today we're going to continue a lesson where yesterday you were given the point and the slope. You put it into point slope, and then you changed them to y-intercept and standard. We are going to have a blast today. Oh. Let's turn off this amazing Friday Night Live band music. Okay. And let's get started. Okay, just a review of what we did yesterday, because it was pretty tough. Okay, yesterday I did 3 problems with you, and you had 5 left. Okay, so yesterday we learned about point slope, didn't we? So yesterday we put all this up here. We put point slope, slope intercept, and the standard. And then what you did yesterday is you took the x, y, and m, you plugged it into point slope, and then you switched that to y-intercept and to standard. This is going to be huge once you master this. Okay, the hard part was if you had a fraction, right? If you have a fraction here, you had to bluebell truck that fraction out, which was not easy to do. And then you distributed, but you ended up with the same type of equation. So you'll always get y number and x in the number from here to here. Then you just switch it to y-intercept or to standard. Now we're going to continue the same thing today. This is probably the hardest lesson you're going to have before Christmas, because this is a lot of steps. Okay, notice on this one, they only give us 2 points. They do not give us a slope, which makes this harder because we got to calculate the slope. So the easiest way to do that, you have a calculator, so you can use a calculator to do this too. Draw a fraction bar and put a minus and a minus. We're about to do y minus y over x minus x, okay? And this is the way I teach you to get the slope if you got 2 points up here. Okay, so my y's are 4 and 5, go from the right to the left. So I'm going to put 4 minus 1, and then I'm going to put negative 5 minus 0. So y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, right? Now then, do the math. If you have a TI calculator, you can plug this as is into the calculator. You will never miss the slope. A lot of y'all are not going to calculate the slope right, then all of this work is going to be wrong. So make sure your slope is correct. This is going to turn into 3 over negative 5, which is going to be negative 3 over 5, isn't it? So our slope is going to end up being negative 3 over 5. Put an m by this. That's your slope. Now then, which point has a 0 in it, or is simpler? It's this one, right? So I'm going to put an x and a y on this. So one of the points we put an x and a y, and we have our slope. Now then, we're going to do what we did yesterday. So let's write down y blank equals blank parentheses x blank. Our y blank goes here, our slope goes here, and our x goes here, doesn't it? And this is going to be our x and our y and our slope. So I'm trying to make this as simple as you can. So the 1 will go here. What is the opposite of a positive 1? It's a negative 1. Our slope is negative 3 over 5, which is not pretty because it's a fraction. And our x is 0, so we're just going to put minus 0. Oh! Now then, this would be our point slope. Okay, let's rewrite it. Y minus 1 equals negative 3 over 5 parentheses x minus 0. Now then, we have a fraction, right? So we've got to bluebell truck that fraction. We're going to put it here, here, and here. This isn't that difficult once it's grasped. The hard part is you got to get the slope and then plug it into here. So it's another step. Now then, 5 times y is 5y minus 5 equals, these 5's cancel out, and you're going to distribute the negative 3, right? Is that clear? Once this clicks, it's not that hard. So you canceled out the 5, that negative 3 left, that's your bluebell truck. So you're combining 2 bluebell trucks to 1 bluebell truck. This is just going to turn into minus 3x, right? Notice this number here is going to cancel out. Now then, to the left, I'm going to write down my y-intercept, and let's do this one in red. So y equals mx plus b. I'm going to take this equation and write it over here. And to get this in this form, I need to move over the 5 and divide by the 5, right? So I'm going to move over the 5. So 5y equals negative 3x. The negative 5 will turn into a positive 5, and then divide by 5 3 times. and I'll get y equals negative 3 over 5x plus 1. Notice the slope did not change, did it? The slope stayed the same. You did all that work and the slope doesn't change. Now then, remember, standard form is important because you can get your intercepts, which is why I'm teaching you to do all three at once. On your test, they are not going to tell you to get all three forms, just one of them. If they want slope-intercept, boom, or point slope, you stop right here. If they want y-intercept, you get this and you go down to here. It's not that hard. Now then, we're going to take this and turn it into standard. The hardest thing is if they give you the 2 points and you got to make standard. But if you're doing it the way I'm teaching you, it's not hard. So let's do the standard in green. And we're going to write down ax plus by equals c. And then I'm going to write this equation down. So to turn this into this, I got to move the 3x over here and the 5 over here, don't I? So if I move the 3x to the left, it's going to turn into a positive 3x in it. And if I move the negative 5 to the right, it's going to turn into a plus 5. I have my answer. So I have my slope-intercept, my standard, and my point slope. If you want to show your work right here, you can draw an arrow here and an arrow here, right? You're moving those terms across. And this is easy because there's not a number here. You don't have to merge it or anything. Oh, this is probably one of the harder problems because you have a fractional slope. If you have a fractional slope, you got to do this funky distribute right here. Let's do 2 more together. Let's do one without a 0. Let's do this one. Okay, so the first thing I would like you to do is to draw a fraction bar minus minus. We're going to put y minus y over x minus x. Y minus y over x minus x. So negative 1 minus a negative 2 over negative 2 minus 4. If you are bad in integers, you're going to miss this. You can type this as is into the calculator and boom, you'll get the answer. This is going to turn into negative 1 plus 2, which is 1. And this is going to be negative 6. So our slope is going to end up being negative 1 over 6. Okay. This is like the 6th video I made. My left arm is like going away. Now then, I would pick the point that has the least amount of negatives. So it would be this one, wouldn't it? So let's pick this one. So let's pick x and y. So we know our x, our y, and our slope, don't we? So we're going to write down blank x equals blank, or I'm sorry, Jiminy Crickets. Y blank equals blank, parentheses, x blank. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. That formula will be on your formula chart. Now then, let's plug everything in. The opposite of a negative 2 is a positive 2. Okay, the m stays at negative 1 over 6. And the opposite of a positive 4 is a negative 4. Remember, this is x minus x1, so you're switching the opposites. Now then, we have a fraction, don't we? Let's rewrite this again so we can get the blanks out. Eventually, you won't write down the blanks. And our bluebell truck is 4 or 6 in it. So we're going to put 3 6s up here. So we're taking this 6 and we're distributing it. This bluebell truck right here is not going to go to the store until we combine these. So 6 times y is 6y. Plus 12 equals, the 6's cross out, and I'm going to distribute the negative 1, aren't I? The 6's cross out here, and you distribute whatever's up here. So this will be negative x plus 4, right? Oh. Okay, now then we're right here. Now then I'm going to put y-intercept over here. So y equals mx plus b. This is a lot of steps. So 6y plus 12 equals negative x plus 4. And I'm going to turn this into this. So I need to move this 12 over and then divide by 6, don't I? So if I move the 12 over, I'm going to get 6y equals negative x minus 8. And then I'm going to divide by 6. Notice I'm going to get a y-intercept fraction, aren't I? So y equals negative 1 over 6x minus 4 over 3. 8 over 6 can divide by 2, can it? This right here would be my y-intercept equation. Notice our y-intercept's a fraction. That can happen. So my slope does not change, does it? The slope does not change. Now we're going to take this and switch it to standard. This is a lot of steps. It's the hardest thing you'll do before Christmas. So let's write down standard ax plus by equals c. I'm going to rewrite the equation again. Okay, all I have to do is move my x to the left and my 12 to the right, don't I? So I'm going to draw arrows on this. I'm going to move the x over here and the 12 over here. So when I move that x over here, it's going to turn into a positive x in it. I'll get x plus 6y, and then that 12 will turn into a negative 12 on it. 4 minus 12 is negative 8. So this right here would be my standard. Oh, more power. Oh. I'll do one more of these with you, and I'll do one without a zero because the zeros are kind of easy. Let's go to number 14. First thing you're going to do is find the slope. So we're going to draw a fraction bar minus minus. Remember, this, you'll get this. We're going to do it one more day tomorrow, so you're going to have 3 days of this. Okay, let's do y2 minus y1 over x minus x, right? So we're going to put negative 5 minus 1. And then we're going to put 4 minus a negative 5. So we're going to have 5 minus 1. And then, ooh, I did that backwards. Oh, I did that on purpose to see if you were paying attention. And then we're going to put 4 minus a negative 5, right? So notice the 1 and negative 5 are in the same spot, and the negative 5 and the 4 are in the same spot, right? That's what you got to check. Now then, let's do the math correctly. Hopefully you can get this. This turns into negative 6, and this makes a plus, robot face. 4 plus 5 is 9. So this is going to end up being negative 2 over 3. Oh. Okay, now then, I'm going to pick the easiest point. You can pick either one. I'm going to pick this for my point. So I know my x, my y, and my slope, don't I? Now then, let's write down the point slope. Y blank equals blank, parentheses x blank. Remember, the x and the y flip when you plug them in because you have minus y1 and minus x1. What a day. So let's do this in purple. So when I put this y here, the opposite of positive 1 is a negative 1. You're going to flip the sign. Our slope is negative 2 over 3. That does not change. And my x will go from a negative 5 to a positive 5. This right here is your point slope. You're going to use this a lot in your pre-cal, your calculus. You're going to use point slope a lot. So they want you to get used to writing point slope. Now then, we're going to write this down again. And we're going to switch this, right? We're going to get rid of the fraction first. So our fraction has 3 on the bottom, right? I'm going to blue bell truck that 3. So I'm going to get rid of this 3 before I distribute it, or it's going to be really ugly. Now then, let's go and calculate. So 3 times y is 3y minus 3 equals, these cross out, and I got negative 2 that I'm going to distribute, aren't I? Everyone see what's happening? This fraction is going to go away when you distribute, and you're going to distribute the numerator. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x minus 10. Okay? Now then, we're going to go to the left, make y-intercept, go to the right, and make standard. Notice all of these end up with this. A y number equal x number, right? You'll get the hang of it, I promise. So let's write down y equals mx plus b. And then we're going to write this equation down again. And then we're going to move, we got to move the 3 over and divide by 3, right? We're going to move this 3 over and divide by 3. So I'm going to move the 3 to the 10. So 3y equals negative 2x plus 13. And then I'm going to divide by 3. You're going to get a lot of fractions on this. So our y is going to equal to negative 2 over 3x plus 13 over 3, which would be 4 1/3, right? They want you to leave it improper. So that would be our y-intercept form. What a blast! Let's do our standard form. So standard, remember, standard lets you find those intercepts. And we're going to use standard form a lot when we get to linear systems, okay? So it's important you're getting this standard down. I'm going to write down 3y, or ax plus by equals c. And then 3y minus 3 equal negative 2x minus 10. So to turn this into this, I got to move the x to the beginning and the 3 to the right. This is pretty simple. So I'm going to take the negative 2x. I'll have 2x plus 3y. Move that negative 3 over here. And negative 10 plus 3 is 7, isn't it? Okay. Is that right? Minus 10. I did something wrong. Ooh, this should be minus 10 right here. I'm sorry. I messed all that up. Oh, so this should be a minus 10. So this is going to be a negative 7. And this will be, almost out of power. This will be a minus 7 over 3. Okay, so this is going to match up to this. So this right here, I'm sorry about that. This right here, I'm running out of power too. This would be my standard. That would be my slope intercept. This will be my point slope. So you got 5 problems left, I think. Y'all can do this, work together. Remember, you are amazing. Always believe in yourself, and you are awesome.